Now let's I wanna talk a little bit about Asmongold. And the reality is that Asmongold is effectively the #1 political commentator in America. Asmongold is the largest political largest political streamer in America. He's probably not as big as, say, Joe Rogan at this point, but he's getting there. And I can't wait. I cannot wait until Asmongold gets the same attention that I have gotten and Hasan has gotten. I can't wait till mainstream news and mainstream people look at Asmongold. I cannot wait until he gets it. I can't wait till they're playing him talking about his rat as an alarm clock. I cannot fucking wait. It's gonna be awesome.
Wing content creators claiming that they're centrist and it's simply common sense. Oh, lo and behold, that's what every right-wing commentator does. That's why I keep repeating over and over again to these idiots.
Why is Asmongold so scared to say he's right-wing? Why is Asmongold so scared to say he's right-wing? Like, I understand. Like, Asmongold, just say you're right-wing and you like Trump. Who cares? What are you so scared of? Just go like, you don't see what was so wrong with Nazism and that you like Donald Trump. Like, what's the fucking, what are you scared of? Just, you know what I mean? Like, just go out there, be yourself. Stop hiding in Discord chats. Be yourself. At a certain point, wouldn't that be fun? Like, wouldn't it be fun to just be out as a proud far right winger? You know what I mean? Being your authentic self. Do you need more money? Like, what is this? Just go out there.
Who refused to understand? Who do you think? What do you think Tim Pool started? That's how Dave
Rubin
already
left OTK.
Started. It is the blueprint of right-wing political commentary. That's how Joe Rogan started. That's how it works. Yeah, the video almost hit 1 million views in my I got canceled video. I need to do more. We also have 3 branches of government. No, we don't. That's the other problem. Donald Trump is also eradicating all checks and balances. You should run for office to ensure you don't get held to such high standards. Well, dude, I'm not good at that. Okay? I'm not good at that. I'm good at this.
Hasan might be good at that, but he's not. I mean, also, guys, he's in his early, like, mid-30s at this point. Like, a lot of people, I mean, there are some freaks who are like 5 years old and they want to be president, but a lot of other people, they kind of come to it later in life and they're like, they realize they want to do that. Let the man live. When he gets married, if Hasan gets married, then maybe you could talk about running for office. But as a single guy, I don't know about that. There was also a joke about standards for politicians not actually asking him to. Yeah, true.
This. And it seems like I'm also kind of good at this as well, apparently.
Asmongold is a white liberal. The privilege to label and deny labels on yourself is a unique privilege and power within our category-obsessed West. Categorization is power. Well, the thing about being a centrist, like when you call yourself a centrist, like Asmongold does, it means he doesn't have to defend what other people are doing, right? He gets to pick and choose in the moment what he says is good and what is bad, right? He can just flit around what he perceives to be popular and not actually have to defend another person. It's the ultimate influencer move. It's the ultimate fraud move, by the way. It shows that he doesn't care about politics at all. Because he doesn't have to, if he says he's a centrist and he just does common sense, then he no longer has to defend what anyone else is doing. Right? He doesn't have to make arguments. He doesn't have to present a case. He doesn't have to advocate for something. He can just kind of surf the wave of attention, which is his ultimate goal, right? Asmongold doesn't care. He just wants to surf the wave of attention, make a lot of money from it. And if he hurts a lot of people on the way, fuck him.
I didn't realize I was good at this, but people really like it. So f***ing stupid that Twitch bans people in response to complaining YouTube never does.
Why did you smear my name? Why am I... What the fuck? It's the Hasanabi archive. This motherfucker. It's the bot channel. God damn it. Fucking bot channel. Has anybody made a better clip of that? I disagree. Hasan can run for president next election. He will be over 35. And like you said, Bernie, I don't think age should factor into this. It should be who is best for the moment. He's not running for president. Are you insane? Aww. I am such a simp. What the fuck is this? I am such a simp for her. She's so cute. She always looks a little bit like you've hurt her feelings. You know what I mean? Like she looks just a little bit like you hurt her feelings. Like, no treat for me. She has great puppy dog eyes. It's like, you're not going to share the chicken. Like she doesn't want to believe it. This is the best reaction channel. Is this yours? Is this yours? I heard she's a right-wing reactionary. Yeah. The Hasan got banned thing is great.
Banned. That's
like
right.
Her, like the video made of her like, hell yeah, Hasan is banned. He'll have to go outside. That clip. I want to watch it again. It's so good.
Right, a cause for celebration. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, I'm unbanned. That's right. I'm back and less radical than ever before. Of course, I'm certainly going to be incredibly apolitical. Hold on. Let me be apolitical real quick because I'm very political right now. Hold on. There it is. That's right. Folks, don't worry. Okay. This is a new dawn, a new day. Okay. This is a new dawn, a new day, an apolitical day. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know. You already know what it is. Let's go. I think the reason why the egg prices are so high is because transgenders. I don't think it's your landlord.
Froggy Tonic is on fire lately.
Holy shit.
He's on fire, dude.
Holy shit. Finally, Hasan Piker banned on Twitch. Let's go. Now he'll finally have to go outside. Anyways, permaban, please, permaban.
It's so good.
Lord that raised the price of rent, I think it's transgenders. I don't think the cost of living crisis had anything to do with inflation born out of the greed of corporate consolidated autocrats that run the government. I think it's transgenders. I also think undocumented migrants. That's right. Sometimes it's undocumented migrants. Other times it's transgenders. Undocumented migrants also are responsible for the egg prices being so goddamn high, though. Let me tell you. Woo! All queer people might burn in hell. May or may not. May or may not. Let me be as apolitical as possible, okay? That's right. I'm just being apolitical, baby. You already know it. Most importantly of all, let me tell you, okay? Let me tell you. You know who's responsible for Medicare fraud? People stealing money from the federal government. That's right, transgenders, okay? It is certainly not Rick Scott. Certainly not people like Rick Scott who are responsible for unimaginable amounts of fraud at the provider side of things. It's actually undocumented migrants. They're the ones who are actually responsible for the Medicare fraud. Despite the fact that undocumented immigrants actually contribute more to the American coffers that they take out and have no way of taking advantage of the limited amount of social safety nets that we already have. That is the reality. But of course, I'm apolitical now, which means transgender time. Okay, that's right. It's the transgender Guatemalans, baby. They're taking our Medicare. That's right. And we're going to stop it. We're going to stop it. Has it stopped yet? No.
We're going to stop it by cutting it.
Has it stopped yet? No. Have things gotten better for you as an average American? No. And that's only because we just haven't been violent enough. Okay. We have not been violent enough. That's the reason. As the Republican Party, okay, we need to do more deportations, which are inherently violent. But of course, when you talk about it from the perspective of the state, it's not considered violent. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, 24 hours of not being on camera. Well, that's not even true. I actually was on camera. I did a YouTube video, a sit-down YouTube video, like a standalone YouTube video. And god damn, you guys love that shit. Oh my God. Is that like 800,000 views, bro? It's about to be my highest performing YouTube video, like why I got banned. I did the Asmongold and said I got canceled. I did the I got canceled meta. Okay. 13 hours, 800,000 views. What the hell's going on? Y'all don't care about nothing. You just want drama. I don't know if it's because this was like a high profile case, considering that, you know, I was banned and everyone was celebrating and stuff, or if it's because it was also partially clickbait. Is it because it's also a sit down video? And is it because it came off the heels of me like playing basketball and not being live on Sunday and then subsequently getting banned on Monday? I don't know. Or maybe a combination of all of this. But when it's not a rerun, turns out we got a lot of people invested in the no rerun videos. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me also say this. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't use the best choice of words. I think fair is fair. Eating that ban is valid. Would it have happened under normal circumstances? Do people say a bunch of infinitely more unhinged things on a regular basis in terms of like entire populations being desecrated, destroyed, you know, neo-Nazi sentiment, things of that nature? Absolutely. They do that all the time. But come on, fair is fair. No, it's not even I should have used in a Minecraft defense. Like, it's very obvious what I was saying, which was not to do a call for action to assassinate a sitting U.S. senator, but instead to, you know, talk about the hypocrisy of the matter. But using the embellished language that I use all the time, being hyperbolic, and, you know, people, they got me. As fair is fair. Game recognized game. Okay. Yeah, I'm a longtime community member. I didn't bat an eye when you said it because I knew it was a Hasanism, typical hyperbole. You didn't mean literally kill. You were just using it as a placeholder, like nuke, for example. Yeah, I can see how it could be dangerous to say that. Yeah, any other word instead of kill in that moment as a substitute, and it's fine. No drama, nothing like that. And virtually everyone that saw the clip, I think, that wasn't like instantly on the Hasan tip, most likely was like, yeah, I get what he was saying, you know, got to dial it down. No, yeah, but to be fair, fair recognized fair, game recognized game, I got. And if you are a leftist content creator, especially one as prominent as I am, especially one with a variety of different haters from all different backgrounds, all different political ideologies, I have to be more careful. You know, it is what it is. It happens. It is pretty funny. Everyone was like fantasizing about how much I got owned or whatever. Like they were like, oh, he's so sad. I was like, no, man, I just spent the whole day playing Kingdom Come. I mean, it was boring. I shot the sit down video. I urge you guys to go watch.
I have played the fuck out of Kingdom Come. I have played the absolute shit out of Kingdom Come. Like I'm doing like every side quest. I just got the achievement for like doing most of the shit in the game. I just enjoyed longsword combat. So I'm just like doing my combos and, you know, killing people with the sword. I'm like trying to force myself to use other weapons now. It's like the only stuff I haven't leveled is like the other weapons. So I'm like 30 and everything, but drinking and like other weapons. Have you done a no-kill run? I didn't realize that was a thing. Don't kill any animals and don't eat meat. Do humans count as animals? No, I think they don't, right? Not in the game, right? Have you tried Avowed yet? No. I'm interested. Unarmed playthrough. That sounds like that would be kind of easy though, because once you get unarmed to a high enough level, it will be hard in the beginning.
Watch it because I once again used the drama opportunity when I was in the center of the drama this time to make it as educational as possible. You will probably quickly recognize if you watch my cancellation video that it's not actually about my cancellation at all. It's actually about Rick Scott, who is, make no mistake, responsible for award-winning, record-breaking Medicare fraud. This is a fact that people should not forget. This is the major point of contention. This was my point initially. This was what I was talking about. Ultimately, Asmongold, you got me on your side, big dog. There's never really been a moment like where I have actively advocated for Asmongold to be banned or deplatformed. And to be fair, Asmongold didn't do that for me either, but he certainly leaned into it pretty hard, huh? And Libs of TikTok, Asmongold, Ethan Klein.
I think the one mistake Hasan makes, and I think it's hot guy syndrome. I think the one mistake that Hasan makes, and I think it is hot guy syndrome, which is basically because when you're hot, people are really nice to you in person, right? You know, they're always like kind of kissing your ass a little bit because you're hot, right? And they're just like, they naturally just start kissing your ass. And I think that on the internet, people kind of don't do that. They kind of treat you like you're a 35-year-old white man, right? Like, and so that's an assumption that people make. You know, when they don't know anything about you, they assume you're a 35-year-old white man from Ohio, right? So Hasan not being able to leverage his pretty privilege as much on the internet, even though he does, he gets a lot of attention from it. But he assumes that people are just going to be generally nice to him as long as they're like talking, right? And the thing with Asmongold is that worked for a long time, but now that you're at such a high elite in politics, it's not going to work anymore. You know, like these people just oppose you politically, and it doesn't matter how hot you are. They will be psychosexually obsessed, but they're not going to necessarily be nice to you. And like Hasan and AOC, they get a lot of the psychosexually obsessed people. And that's just what you're gonna have to just deal with that. You know, he's not getting away with it anymore. To be honest, most people are nicer IRL. Have you met me? Do people say I'm nicer in person? I don't think so. You're pretty nice. I treat people as they deserve to be treated. So you ask Toasty, or you ask Caroline, or you ask Hasan, I'm nice in person because they deserve to be treated nicely. When you're on MR Live, you usually get soft. No, I am doing optics. That's different. Here's the timestamp for the. Thank you so much, fat guy in bed.
I'm the number one centrist, big dog.
All right, we'll get to this in a second.
I'm trying not to get.
We'll get to this in a second.
Well, Ethan Klein didn't really play a role in this. Let's be real. But all of the communities
like,
that
people don't understand the difference between nice and polite. They literally don't know what words mean. And this is one of the things that is one of my autistic stumbling blocks that I can't get over. One of the autistic stumbling blocks that I'll never be able to get over is people don't know what words mean, and it catches me off guard every single time. Like, people will say something to me, and then I will like go, and I will start assuming, like proceeding as if they understand what the word means, and then it'll become apparent that they didn't know what it meant. and it'll just throw me off. The other thing that'll get me, okay, you want to talk about things that I will never get over? I will say to someone, are you sure? So like I'll ask someone a question, they'll answer the question, and they'll give me like those subtle nonverbal cues that they're not certain of their answer. Like they're guessing. And then I'll say, are you sure? And they'll be like, yes. And then we'll proceed with the assumption that they are sure. And then it turns out that they're not sure and they were wrong completely, and it'll cause some sort of like big problem. And then we'll solve the problem and we'll deal with it. And then later I'll come back and I'll say to them, why did you say you were sure? It would have been easier if you communicated the appropriate level of uncertainty at the beginning. Why did you say you were sure? Do you know what sure means? Because like it just makes me fucking go insane. If you are not sure, don't tell people you're sure. Like, and that fucking fires me up to this day. If you're like, I'm 50% or, you know, I'm more likely than not, or, you know, I'm guessing, just say that. Why do people have to pretend to be sure when they're not fucking sure? I don't get it. I'll never be able to get over this. I feel like I'm right. Like I need to just be like this. Like I need to not stop yelling at people for this. Like I feel like I can't change. Like this can't change. Like I refuse to accept this. Uh-oh, now sure doesn't sound like a word anymore. What I'm trying to say is I'm going to start asking people, is this like, what probability? What probability? I'm going to stop saying, are you sure? Because I think people don't even hear the word. Like, they don't even hear the word anymore. So I'm going to start asking people, what probability are you at? Because, like, you ask the question, I correctly pick up the nonverbal cues that you're, like, guessing, and then I ask to confirm, and then you lie, and then you cause a fucking problem. And that blows my mind. The problem doesn't bother me, right? Problems happen, okay? Mistakes happen. That doesn't bother me. The miscommunication bothers me because it was preventable. And that's what gets my goat. That's my pet peeve. That's the thing that I'm pissing myself off just inventing the scenario right now.
Thank you. Speak your name as it appears on your current federal identity card. Document number G24L8.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if...
You have entered the name not sure. Is this correct? Not sure.
No, it's not correct.
Thank you. Not is correct. Is sure correct?
No, it's not. My name is
Already
Joe...
confirmed. Your first name is not. Please confirm your last name. Sure.
My last name is not sure. Oh.
Thank you.
No, what I mean is
sure.
my name is Joe...
is complete. Please wait while I tattoo your new identity on your arm.
Canceled again.
That's
the funniest thing was like some people were saying like they didn't understand that it was a joke.
That's like the opposite of what I was saying, but it's still funny. Good joke. Imagine how I feel as an autistic cultural anthropologist. Socializing is one of my hyperfixations. It sucks. Ugh. 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 I enjoy socializing with people that have a reason to live. That would be my that would be the way I describe it. Like when I get into a room with somebody and they have a passion and they have a verve and they have something in life that makes them like care, and maybe something completely different than what I like. That's what I appreciate. When they're just somebody standing in there mumbling and bumbling, that's when it's a drag.
that have united on perhaps the most significant issue of all, the most significant political issue of all, getting this piece of shit out of here. You got me, but you know, I think all my losses are lessons. I've learned a very important, very, very important lesson from all of this, which is that I will be apolitical going forward. That's right. Donald Trump is fixing America. Did you enjoy making edited YouTube content in this instance? No, I did not. I just kind of ripped it. I'll be 100% real with you guys. That was not a breakdown style video. Like, that was not scripted at all. I basically one take Jaked it, Ludwig style, where I just kind of talked straight to the camera, sent a bunch of links to Austin Ox about like different aspects that I wanted to cover, and he just like spliced it in, and that's it. Like, it wasn't anything else. It wasn't anything serious. But Austin Ox, yeah, made a return. Yeah, but one take Jaked it. It was like 30 minutes. It took like 30 minutes mostly, and then, you know, the results are pretty spectacular. So I think I'll try to do more of this, and by that I mean not get banned, but instead mean, you know, more straight to YouTube videos in general. As a follower, my take is that you can't talk like a right wing while being leftist. The pussy left will act and say you're too hostile. No, it's not even the left that says that. It's that right wingers love crying. They love crying. They love crying all the time. It's their favorite thing to do. And they do the same exact neurodivergent ass like SJW thing that radlibs do all the time, which is like, oh, were you saying something that was hyperbolic? I'm going to take it seriously. They hate that when the left does it to them, but then they love using it. And it's fine. Look, I'm not mad. I understand. Like, you can't do that. You know, I can't do that. I need to be more careful with the way I talk about this stuff. It is what it is. I have a million haters, chat. Are we being real right now? Are we being serious? I have a lot of people who spend an insane amount of time and an insane amount of their everyday existence basically dehumanizing themselves aggressively and actively in a way to try to explain away how devastating of a person I am, how awful of a person I am. And that's it. Was the you directed at Mike the Republican guy, or you the viewer? No, of course it was directed at Mike Johnson. It's very obvious. Anyway, it's fine. There is no reason for the semantics. Like, there's no reason for the back and forth. Everybody, I think, understands exactly what's going on. It is what it is. I got owned. Tim Pool linked this skate video under retweet. These people have no shame. Oh yeah. I mean, look, let these people have their fun. Okay. Let these people do their victory laps. And then they're probably going to get mad again because they're going to be like, he didn't get banned permanently. I hate it. Like, why didn't he get banned permanently? People like Tim Pool, you crying, lol. Yeah, dude, I was devastated. I was really sad. It's a suspension. They called it banned because he'll be back out shortly. It'll likely due to his calling on people to kill a U.S. senator. He didn't even know Rick Scott was a senator. What the I did. I don't know why they keep saying that. No, I didn't know what Rick Scott's position was within the Republican Party, not as a senator, but like his active role in the Republican Party beyond being a senator. And also, I didn't call on people to kill him, but it's fine. If people think that, then they think that. That is what it is. The entire point of this is not about Rick Scott anyway. The point of this is more so that Republicans are hypocrites and they don't actually care about like real Medicare fraud or anything like that. They just simply want to melt the poor. They want to actively undermine these social safety nets, which will end up harming a lot of people when those social safety nets go away. If Mike Johnson listened to me make this argument and went, wow, that's compelling. I am now, as the House of Representatives Speaker of the House, I am now going to bleep Rick Scott. If he said that, yeah, I would feel a little weird about it. I'd be like, damn. See, actual news outlets are covering it normally, which is Twitch streamer Hasan Piker suspended after saying Republicans would Rick Scott if they really cared about Medicare fraud. Rick Scott is a former governor of Florida and current senator from the state. Like the people that are covering this with a little bit of seriousness are covering it with the full context. Not that it matters, because the reality is I think the ban was totally appropriate. Okay, I got baby. Left-wing streamer walks back comment about killing Rick Scott following tweet suspension. Walks back comment. Oh, this is amazing. During the stream, Piker insisted that fraud primarily comes from providers, not recipients of government programs. Well, I like that they're putting this in the article. That's good. They're not tackling providers. They're not actually going after false billing. They're trying to cut recipients. Fraud is not happening at the point of the recipient. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would bleep Rick Scott, he said. The streamer noted that Columbia HCA was fined over $1.7 billion when Scott was the CEO of the healthcare company following an investigation into its Medicare billing. Read the subheader. YouTuber Hasan Piker proves to call Hamas a lesser evil than Israel and claimed the U.S. deserved 9/11. Okay, why are they putting my hits back to back, dude? What the hell's going on? Oh, that's amazing. Anyway. But yeah, it was a totally reasonable suspension. Okay. I'm not even going to act like it was not a totally reasonable suspension. It's just the truth. My favorite part about Hasan being banned from Twitch isn't that anyone reporting on it has to admit that a sitting Republican senator oversaw perhaps the biggest Medicare fraud in history. It's so beautiful. It's probably an inside job. It is what it is. You know, it was a perfectly valid banning. It is what it is. We got a lot to talk about.
I mean, I think he got banned for the appropriate amount of time, one day, which is he shouldn't have said that. It's just going to bring disrepute on himself and the platform. Be better than that. Be smarter than that. But it's not like a big it's not like a big deal. Like, okay, you got a slap on the wrist. We move on. We learn. Don't say kill when you're talking about politicians. Like, come on, obviously. You know, don't post the contraption. You know, don't say stuff like that. And all in all, you should focus on things like gaming. I for one think that your commentary should be completely, you know, you should be posting doohickeys. You should be posting about your favorite video game and favorite video game character. Me personally, Luigi. Luigi is the video game character. All right? Don't say kill Rick Scott. Stick to what Twitch is about, which is video games. And for me, that means Luigi. W Luigi. Mwah. I just want to give him a big old kiss. Luigi's Mansion. Mwah. Beautiful game. One of my favorites. And I definitely played it a lot. Oh no! Romeo's hat got knocked. I fixed it already. I fixed it. He's right there. I had those shorts in 2005. Yeah, these jorts. These are some gray jorts that I picked off my bedroom floor for the stream. I can wait for the new Luigi Assassin's Creed crossover that's currently in development. Hell yeah, brother. U.S. holding secret talks with Hamas on Gaza hostages. I think Hamas would be insane to release the hostages, honestly. I'll be honest with you. And I'm not saying it's good that they're keeping hostages. I'm just saying that the way that Israel has acted, I think releasing all the hostage would be terrible for the Palestinian people. Like, then they would just be completely free to be unleashed on them. And it's a ruthless calculation that I think is being forced upon them because the unhinged nature of what Donald Trump has said about the Palestinian people is just so crazy.
About today, aside from my fake ban, phony ban, I'm acquitted.
Did you see Asmon losing his shit because of the unbanning? Can you please link it? I would love to see Asmongold getting mad. The thing I like about Asmongold is that he's very stupid. You know, like, I personally am opposed. I know Asmongold doesn't care about politics at all. But that doesn't mean he can't do tremendous damage, but he's also stupid. Like, he's butthurt that he got banned for saying that Arabs should be exterminated. And it's like, you do know that, like, Saudi Arabia and Arab viewers are some of the biggest sources of money for Twitch. I mean, it's a fucking joke. We call them oilers. Why do you call people oilers? Because there was a lot of people from the oil Emirates who would give big, early on Twitch, who would give big donos to people. Literal oil princes. That's why they're called Oilers. So you're going to go out there and tell me that some of the biggest subscribers and donors to the website are subhuman and you're going to be surprised you're banned for 2 weeks? Like, you can't do like anti-Arab exterminationism on twitch.tv. Like, are you okay? 2 weeks was a slap on the wrist. Like, are you dumb? And the thing about Asmongold is what he should be trying to do, if he had a fucking brain, which he doesn't. I don't even know why I'm explaining what he should do, but fuck it. We should be doing, there should be a quiet solidarity on political streamers where we're like, I don't think political streamers should get banned for their takes. If their takes are, as long as they're not outright breaking laws, we should let people speak about politics, because speaking about politics is important and people should have the right to speak without worrying about getting censored. That's what freedom of speech is all about. That's what's supposed to be the solidarity, the logic. Because if you're making money doing political commentary, you don't want to be sitting there a hair's breadth from being banned. And who do you think's more likely to get banned? Me and Hasan, the non-racist, non-homophobic, non-anti-Semitic audience that I have cultivated, the non-transphobic. You think we're going to get banned and we're going to slip up, or you're going to get banned and your community is going to slip up? You dumbass.
Different forms of punishment, right? Where Twitch streamers that embody certain political values.
Also, the idea that there's some sort of like inconsistency in Twitch, and that's helpful for the left, is some of the dumbest, most brain dead, pandering shit I've ever heard in my life. You're a dumbass, dude. You're a dumbass. It's a corporation. Being arbitrary is what they want because they're a corporation. They don't want to have hearings. They don't want to have a process where they get to be held accountable, because then they could get sued by people, because these are multi-million-dollar streams. You actually don't want consistency, because if there was consistency, more people like you would be banned longer. And the truth about the Twitch TOS is very simple. They ban when they feel like it's a good thing for the company's reputation to ban, and they don't ban when they don't. Now, why don't you just... Everybody knows this, by the way. Every streamer understands that there's no such thing as the TOS. The TOS is just PR. That's it. Every streamer knows this. And he knows it too. So he's treating you like a dumbass. He's lying to you to manipulate you. He disrespects you so much that do you think he believes that the TOS is enforced strictly according to the way it reads on the page? Taking into consideration previous bans and the precedents that they set? If you think that, you're dumber than dirt. You think Twitch wants to go around banning people? No, they make money when people watch the streams. They don't make money banning people. And nobody cares about banning people except the dumbest Twitch viewer, ultra users who are on the platform all day anyway. Hasan being banned or not, you know what would prove to me that people care about Hasan not being banned? 30,000 Asmongold viewers quitting, uninstalling Twitch app and never watching him again. That would prove to me that you guys care about Twitch TOS. If 30,000 Asmongold viewers stopped watching Asmongold on Twitch forever, that would show to me that you're so dedicated to Twitch TOS being enforced that you're not going to give Twitch any more money by watching on the platform, except you don't care. And every streamer understands this. The Twitch TOS is PR. Now, it doesn't mean that you can completely ignore it, because what Twitch is communicating with the TOS is, if you do X, Y, and Z thing, don't complain when you get banned. And every streamer knows this. And we go, okay, if we do X, Y, and Z thing, if we get banned, nobody's going to complain on our behalf, and we're just going to have to eat it. Doesn't mean we don't do those things. It just means we know that if we get caught and it makes Twitch look bad, then we're going to get banned and no one will complain. We also understand you can get banned for shit that's not on there. Just ask Morgue Pie. Morgue Pie gets banned for shit all the time that's not on the TOS. And then you know what happens? They change the TOS and they retroactively ban her for stuff that wasn't against TOS when she did it. Why? Because it's a PR thing. They don't want people complaining, so they do that. Every single streamer knows this. Every streamer gets this. And any of them doing, and by the way, when Asmongold is doing this, oh, they're enforcing TOS unfairly. That is just propaganda. That is him pandering to the dumbest people on LSF. That's what he's doing. He's just pandering to you. It's basically an IQ test. And he's trying to bring in all the people who have low IQ. That's what it is. It is just a disrespect of the audience, a disrespect of the viewers. It's very conservative in that he thinks he's better than you and he's manipulating you. That's basically what it comes down to. And nobody's confused here, right? Nobody's confused here. And the reason why Asmongold got banned for 2 weeks and Hasan didn't is because Asmongold said that some of the richest users on Twitch are subhuman. And Hasan made a joke that was pointing out Republican hypocrisy, but it went viral on right-wing Twitter, so they wanted to slap him so people didn't feel like right-wingers were excluded from Twitch. That's why they did it. Nobody was actually offended. Okay? If there's any more... and Asmongold has shown himself to be a principleless fraud. He used to say that he was a free speech absolutist, and now he's trying to do TOS ban baiting. And I can tell you right this, like if I get permabanned, do you think I'm going to go away and just chill out? Do you think I'm going to like forget the people that helped get me banned? Do you think I'm just going to go and chill out and forget politics and who got me banned? I'll go. I mean, like, of course not. So, like, I mean, that's obviously just an unhinged dumbass. And like, honestly, you know what I think it is? I think Asmongold is tired of streaming. This is what I think. I think Asmongold is actually tired of streaming and he wants to get permabanned, but he's too cowardly to just quit. I think he wants to get banned. Which is why he's going like, oh, Twitch, you know, politics is just so bad on Twitch, and then leaning into doing politics. I think he just wants to quit, but he doesn't know what else to do in his life, so he just keeps streaming, and he keeps winding himself up until he's gone. You could just quit, man. You can just quit. If you're tired of it, just quit.
Are not being punished at the same ratio that an average person would be punished.
This is what happens when you don't kill every single slave owner after slavery. We would have socialism at this point if someone just went out of their way and...
Is this guy banned?
He didn't actually say that. He literally beeped. He bleeped. By the way, they put captions and just stabbed him. That's not what he said. That's just defamation. In the actual clip, Sean played this shit. Hold on. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear this? Can you hear my beep? Okay, sorry about that. I just never use it. Oh, does it cut out or does it play the beep? Okay, that's all he was doing. Now I have that. I don't use it. He was doing it for comedic effect, and they're just lying. They're pretending like they edited it out. This is just slander. Fuck you, Asmongold. You suck. Fuck you.
Is this guy banned? Did they ban him?
Nope.
Let me see if they did.
Hello?
30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear.
Holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
It's like you
What a fucking...
Like, that's it. Mine isn't even a good one. Mine isn't even a good one. I was looking for property in Florida, chat.
bitch, dude. Honestly, to be like, oh, threatening violence against an elected official. I'm sorry, I'm a goddamn American. I'm a goddamn red-blooded American. That is my right. The tree of tyranny must be watered with the blood of tyrants. However it goes. The tree of liberty must be watered with the blood of tyrants every now and then, okay? Shut the fuck up.
Would you tell that joke about Donald Trump?
Again, yes, I would.
Then do it. I mean, you know, again, the simplest answer, in my opinion, is most often the correct one. The reason why people like Hasan get unbanned very quickly and they don't get punished as much as other people do. And again, like, if they're acknowledging that he did this.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
Twitch's moderation and Twitch's team, I think.
He was talking about, again, this is not in context. He was talking about Mike Johnson would kill Rick Scott, not the audience would kill Rick Scott. He's just lying. He's just lying again. And by the way, pearl clutching like far right wingers is insane.
Is compromised. I think that they're biased, and I think that they don't have any principles at all other than responding to controversy.
You're the one who doesn't have principles. You said you were a free speech absolutist, and here you are saying people should be banned for their speech. So which is it? Do you have no principles or what? Do you not believe in free speech? Was anybody hurt by any of these?
Other than that, they won't.
I think Asmongold is.
He made a whole video about this. There were like a couple of things that he brought up about me. Another big issue that a lot of these people have is that they think that the reason that they get banned and the reason that they get in trouble is because of somebody else, right? It's like, it's my fault. It's Ethan's fault.
By the way, it's not. It's the PR effect. Asmongold creates a hate mob and Twitch gets scared. That's it. So Twitch does bans for PR purposes to be like, listen, we'll take care of that. That's how it works. Right? Which is the TOS and bans are for public relations reasons for the corporation because they're there to make money. They want to maintain those audiences, so they don't want to get rid of the user or the platform or the content creator, right? But they also want to prevent they want to protect the reputation of Twitch as not endorsing whatever was said. So it's how they walk the line. It's all PR, right? They don't have a side. The side is making money. Twitch's dream is that there's right-wing streamers and left-wing streamers. They would love to have Asmongold and Hasan because that means more people are on Twitch. Do you know what else operates under that? Television. That's why they have Fox News and MSNBC, because they're not taking a side, except the side is implicitly making money for capitalism, right? That's it. And the fact that they can make money on streams about socialism makes them even happier.
Fact is that sometimes people are just victims of their own bad decision making, right?
I think Asmongold is covering this because he wants Twitch to see it. He's done this a couple times in the past couple of weeks. I understand. We are ideological.
I think that is partially true. And I think that Hasan should...
couple times in the past couple of weeks. I understand. We are ideological.
I think that is partially true. Like a couple of things that he brought up about me. Another big issue that a lot of these people have is that they think that the reason that they get banned and the reason that they get in trouble is because of somebody else, right? It's like, it's my fault. It's Ethan's fault. The fact is that sometimes people are...
By the way, I just have to pause that again because it's such a dumb comment, but Asmongold, and it shows that he's at a baby level. Like, you understand that Twitch doesn't have to ban me for any speech that's not illegal, right? They could just say free speech platform. We don't ban anybody who is not violating the law. As long as that person is not committing actual crimes, we can let them speak. That is a position Twitch could totally have. Now, it's a position Twitch is elected not to have because they're worried about advertising. Now, personally, in order to protect... And by the way, I think it's actually very laudable that Twitch has been a more of a free speech platform than a lot of other places, like Reddit or Twitter, for example. Those are places where speech is heavily censored. And I think Twitch censors speech as well. That will cross the line of acceptability in the Overton window, right? Now, I'm on the left edge of the Overton window, right? I'm a socialist. That's not a political philosophy that is appreciated by the mainstream in America. But nothing I'm saying violates any law of the United States, right? That's not a thing. It may be disfavored by the status quo. It may be disfavored by the elites, but nothing I'm saying is a law violation, right? And so Twitch is totally within its rights to broadcast what I'm saying. Now, what Asmongold is trying to create is he's trying to create an advertiser boycott of Twitch to damage Twitch so that Twitch loses their principles about free speech and so that Twitch censors speech that he doesn't like. That's what he's trying to do, right? Now, he's saying turnabout is fair play, right? He's saying that it's happened to him before when he called for the extermination of Arabs, when he said that Arabs' culture is inferior and he doesn't care if they're genocided, right? Twitch banned him for that because they have a lot of people that are from the Arab world who are big supporters of Twitch, and they were worried that those people would pull out, right? And there would be a problem with the finances of the company. So they banned him for that. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to cook up a similar kind of reaction in America. And he's trying to weaponize conservatives against Twitch. That's what he's trying to do. So Asmongold really, and of course he's playing with fire, right? Like, you know, for him, he doesn't care if he hurts a lot of people, right? When he does that, right? He doesn't care about hurting a lot of people. He has an outcome he wants, which is censoring left-wing speech, and he's willing to do anything to get that outcome. But here's the problem, Asmongold. You allied yourself with Dan Saltzman and Destiny. It's not going to work, big boy.
Just victims of their own bad decision making, right?
I think
Don't tell me you never did the exact same thing. No, I said it looks like he's advocating for genocide. Looks like Asmongold is advocating for genocide, and I got his ass banned, and I'll do it again. No, I'm just kidding. Just don't advocate for genocide on the platform, man. That's all. You know, it's not that big a deal. And you got unbanned. It was only 2 weeks. I got banned for 2 weeks for a scabalist. You advocated for genocide. I talked about a scabalist. I got 2-week ban. Get the fuck out of here. It happens. You know, it happens. You get banned. You do stuff that Twitch doesn't like, you get banned. Grow and move on.
Gold is covering this because he wants Twitch to see it. He's done this a couple times in the past couple of weeks. I understand. We are ideological.
I think that is partially true. And I think that Hasan should look at the bigger picture and see the problem of allowing extremism on the website and how dangerous that's going to be for the website as a whole. My opinion...
You're an extremist, Asmongold, but you're a Nazi extremist. You have a Nazi editor. You're a Nazi extremist, right? I think what you're calculating is that you think your Nazism is going to win. I got to tell you something, Asmongold. It's not going to just go smoothly like you think it's going to go, man. I don't think... You are a white supremacist. You have friends that are white supremacists, right? And you have advocated for those people in the past, right? So it's not that you're against extremism. You're just against left-wing people who support Palestine, I guess. I don't really know what you mean. Like, let's be honest. Like, January 6th, was that an extremist thing? Like, you support the president and the people who did it, who pardoned all those guys. He's in office right now. I don't think you have a problem with extremism, actually. Like, why? That's because you're not a centrist. You're on the far right. Just stop. Like, I think if you were just like more honest, it would go better.
Is that if they don't tone down extremism, what will happen eventually is that there will be an extremist event. That extremist event will cause Twitch to tighten up their policies and remove content that both he and I do. And if he can't see that,
Except you're trying to create the scenario that you are worried about because you think it's going to go the way you think they're going to just ban left-wingers and keep right-wingers. That's what he thinks is going to happen. He's calculating that they'll ban the left and they'll leave him alone. That's what he calculates. And I can tell you right now, I will never allow that outcome to survive. Like, no fucking shot. No fucking shot.
On the wall, I think that he should pay better attention.
Asmongold and I disagree vehemently on a lot of issues, all the way from the history of Nazi Germany down to the fact that immigrants are not actually contributing to the American crime rates in the way that the Republican administration presents it.
In the way that they present it, but they are contributing to crime rates because they're here illegally. And also, it's not immigrants, it is illegal aliens, which are two different things. This is, again, it's a deliberate misunderstanding.
By the way, Asmongold, I know you don't actually follow politics much, but the right wing wants to limit legal immigration as well, not just illegal immigration. And being here illegally is a civil infraction. You're a streamer. You know a bunch of streamers who came here illegally and stayed, overstayed their visa, and kept streaming. You're a streamer. You are friends with people who broke the rules to be here, and you're not turning them into ICE. Why not? I don't think you care that much, man. Like, why are you like what the fuck are you talking about, dude? And what Hasan is saying here is that immigrants, even illegal immigrants, commit crimes at a less of a rate than native-born Americans, which means that they lower the crime rate because the crime rate is based on per capita. So when you have a population of people that come in here and they commit crimes less than the native population, they actually lower the crime rate. Now, the absolute number of crimes goes up with population, right? Let's say that 1 in a million people commit a crime. It's much higher than that, but we'll do that for the purpose. And you have 1 million people in your society. And then there are 2 million people that are move into your country, and that population, 1 in 2 million of those people commit a crime. Well, now when they move into your country, you now have 2 crimes instead of 1 crime, except the rate of crime has gone down because you have 3 million people and 2 crimes, as opposed to 1 million person and 1 crime. So yes, crime went up by 1, but the rate of crime went down from 1 in a million to 2 in 3 million. Do you understand, Asmongold? Did I make it simple enough for you? So when people say illegal immigrants do not raise the crime rate, they're telling the truth. Now, yes, some illegal immigrants come in here and commit crimes. And guess what? When somebody comes in and does antisocial behavior, we as a society should identify those people committing antisocial behavior and remove them from society and provide them with rehabilitative justice so they become a functional citizen in society. That's what we advocate for. And there shouldn't be unlimited open borders. That's a Koch brothers proposal. That's the people that you're allied with, actually. Because there's a lot of reasons to want to control. You want to protect against human trafficking. You want to prevent, the transmission of diseases. You want to prevent, agricultural pests. You want to make sure that that products come into this country and they're regulated. They're not poisoned or adulterated or counterfeits. These are all legitimate reasons to have controls. And nobody except the most brain-dead, unshowered anarchists thinks that you should have human beings flying across continents with no controls on them. Nobody said that. But America was built on relatively open borders. Do you know what it was for most of America's history? You just move here, live here for 2 years, and want to be a citizen, and then you're a citizen. That's what American naturalization was for the longest time in our history. Just move here for 2 years, want to be here, and then you were a citizen. That's what made America great.
Deliberate misinterpretation. Same as we disagree about the history of Nazi Germany.
Yeah, we do disagree about the history of Nazi Germany. The Nazis exterminated trans people because they were trans. It wasn't because they wrote books in Jewish. And even if they wrote books in Jewish, you fucking animal, it wouldn't justify destroying the books. You fucking freak.
Of that, right? A lot of implications here. We love implications.
They're not destroying our culture in the way that Asmongold approaches the subject.
I've never said it that way, by the way.
There's plenty of disagreements there, and I think that he's doing this deliberately.
Asmongold, you just politically support the people who say that. You just politically support the people who say that. And the thing about Asmongold is that's why he calls himself a centrist, because he doesn't actually believe in anything but saying that Trump is based. Well, if you support Trump, then we're going to start associating Trump's positions with you, because you're not brave enough to like actually set out your own positions, because you want to pretend to be a centrist, because somebody taught Asmongold along the way that the word biased means bad. Because he's an illiterate, somewhere along the way, he thought the word bias means bad.
I will say, in an effort to, shit stir.
Well, every video that I make and everything that you show on your stream, including this here, is done deliberately. Obviously, that's the case.
Try to get me banned, which worked.
The clip's too short. Maybe it's out of context. I hope so. I definitely do. Hopefully, it's out of context. How are you gonna?
Now, once he said this, does Asmongold go back and seek out the context? No, he doesn't. Instead, he follows through, basically packaging this as
wow, he's watching the AWK guy again. He's watching the DGG guy again. Asmongold is in the DGG train still? Oh my god, dude. Why do you like Destiny, bro? Why do you think he's intelligent, man? Why? Like, please explain it. Please explain what you like about Destiny. I would love to know why, but I don't want to get too distracted. Did Asmongold look at the clip? No, he does not.
If you cared about Medicare or Medicaid fraud,
This is, by the way, the clip of me watching the context.
you would kill Rick Scott, is because, and not make him a prominent part of the Republican Party, is because he, to this day, is still,
this is the video of me watching.
also known as committing the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history.
Yes.
Oh, God. What are we doing?
Bro, you're watching the clip. You're watching a clip. You're watching yourself watch a clip. That's not the full context. The clip runs out. You weren't watching the stream. This is one of the things that Asmongold does, is he likes to just assume his audience are lazy assholes. Remember when I talked to you about the maxims, the Gretchian maxims of honesty? This is Asmongold taking advantage of the fact that his stream audience thinks he's being honest. He's breaking the rules. He's lying.
What is this, bro? Are you kidding me? So the context makes it worse.
It's disappointing to see him. I did look at the context. There's a video of me looking at the context. The context makes it worse.
The context doesn't make it worse unless you're an illiterate. Like, unless you're an actual illiterate. I don't think that Asmongold knows what the word threat means. I actually don't think he knows what threat means. And I don't mean that to be, I don't say that to be mean. I say that as a factual statement. I want you to understand that, like, a legal threat, which is what's against the rules, is very specific, okay? I want you to understand this. And this is why I'm bringing up the Department of Justice, okay? I need you to understand that, like, when people say the word threat, they use it in a colloquial fashion, and it's not being used in that fashion in the Twitch TOS. It's being used in the legal understanding of the word threat, okay? And when you're an illiterate, when you're a Destiny watcher, you think that you can read legal terminology colloquially. You can read it with a connotation instead of the legal denotation. Now, every word I just said has a very important definition. I recommend you break out a dictionary if you react to what I'm saying and you're not smart, okay? And you go and you look up denotation and you go up and you look up connotation and you really do the work, okay? Because I don't think you're on my level. I'm sorry, you're not. Now, let's take a look at what threat means. A threat has been defined as an avowed, present, determination, or intent to injure presently or in the future. Okay, what does that mean? It doesn't mean if you cared about Medicare, Michael Johnson, you would kill Rick Scott. That's not a threat. That's not calling for anybody to commit a violent threat. Okay? Do you understand that? That is what that means. All right? He has not committed even close to committing a crime. And he's depending on you being stupid. Maybe he's just stupid. I don't know. The intent, the issue of the defendant's intent in uttering particular words is a question of fact to be determined by the jury upon consideration of the words themselves and the circumstances surrounding their use. You have to have an avowed present determination or intent. Like that is, okay, dude, I don't think they know what avowed means. Okay, maybe we should bring out a dictionary. Oh, that looks like a very fun game. Asserted, admitted, or stated publicly. Okay, so that's avowed. What does averted mean? Averted is, we're gonna fall down a dictionary rabbit hole because I don't think that they're literate. I don't think they're literate. Present determination. Okay, let's look at determination. Right? They mean firmness of purpose, resoluteness. Okay, that's what they mean. Like when you say, I will kill X tomorrow, that's a threat, right? I'm going to kill blank tomorrow. That is a threat. All right? It has to, and like getting into legal threats, they can't be contingent. And it can't be like, if you touch my daughter, I'm going to kill you. That's not a threat. That's not a legal threat. You couldn't get prosecuted for that. Because it's contingent. And this is one of the things that people don't understand. They think it just means anytime you have an intent, you express any intent to do harm to someone, it's a threat. He doesn't know who the Hasan is. Like when Hasan said, if you cared about healthcare fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. He wasn't saying every you. He was saying Mike Johnson. He was showing that Mike Johnson doesn't care about Medicare fraud. He wasn't calling on this audience to kill Mike Johnson. So it's not, and anybody who understands the English language understands that. But the thing is, with somebody like Asmongold thinks if you say the word kill, that's a threat. Like he's such a dumb fuck that he thinks the vibes of saying kill are what's against the rules.
I don't know what he's doing. Would you tell that joke about Donald Trump?
I think people would tell way crazier jokes about Donald Trump, and people have told way crazier jokes about Donald Trump.
He's right. People, but not you. And there's a reason for that, and you know that reason. Everybody knows that reason, and that reason is why you got in trouble. You're absolutely right that yes, there are other people on the internet that say crazy stuff too. That's absolutely true. I think he's right. And again, you don't actually think this isn't a call to violence. What you think is that it's not a big deal.
My statement was hyperbolic.
And also, did he ever delete that tweet, the makeshift gun that they used to kill Shinzo Abe? Twitter made him delete it. Right, okay, so it's a pattern of behavior.
But the intention of it was not a call to violence directly against a sitting senator, but instead was to show the...
That's good, but it did sound like that. it sounded exactly like a call to violence. Like, if you read the chat after that, I would say that a lot of people were probably thinking the exact same thing. That's what they were typing in his chat at the same time.
The hypocrisy of the Republican Party in terms of how little they truly care about Medicare and Medicaid fraud, because that happens at the point of the provider.
He brings up a great point, and I think he's right about this. But the issue...
Here, I brought up, here's an example of what I'm talking about. I brought up a law firm talking about Californian threats. They wrote an explanation of threats. And I brought it up because I think it helps you guys understand it very, very easily. All right. For you to be convicted of violating Penal Code 422 PC, prosecutors must prove beyond a reasonable doubt the following 6 elements. All of these 6 elements. Not one of them, all of them. You willfully threaten to unlawfully kill or unlawfully cause great bodily injury to the alleged victim. You made the threat orally, in writing, or by means of an electronic communication device. You intended that your statement be understood as a threat and intended that it be communicated to the alleged victim, that the threat was so clear, immediate, unconditional, and specific that it communicated a serious intention that the threat would be carried out. The threat actually caused the victim to fear for their own safety or for the safety of their immediate family, and the victim's fear was reasonable under the circumstances. Do you guys now understand what a threat is? Immediate, clear, immediate, unconditional, and specific. Does that sound like what Hasan said? Now, on January 6th, when they were chanting, "Hang Mike Pence," that was a threat. That was a fucking criminal threat. That is the thing that Donald Trump pardoned. Like, he's stupid. And like, the thing is, this guy goes out there and says, if you cared about Medicare fraud, you would do X things to Rick Scott. Is a threat, is just absolutely insane. That's why Hasan was only banned for 1 day, because it was a PR move. And Asmongold understands that that's how Twitch's TOS works. Twitch's TOS is a PR device. And they have a list of things that if you do them and you get banned, you better not complain. But it's not the only thing they're going to ban you for. They'll make up new shit to protect the website. And Asmongold understands that. So Asmongold is trying to create a PR nightmare for Twitch to get Hasan banned. That's what this is all about. He's just trying to create a PR nightmare for Twitch to get Hasan banned. It has nothing to do with TOS. It has nothing to do with what's right. It is just trying to cook up the thing he says he's scared of. It's not confusing, okay? And this is the thing about Asmongold. And I will just say this, like, for me personally, my stream is one of the most important things for me.
Issue is that you're muddying the waters and you're damaging your own argument and you're making yourself seem like an extremist when you're calling for killing people when you actually
which he didn't do, you fucking liar. You're the one who said you didn't care about the genocide of an inferior culture. You are a liar.
Fundamentally a strong argument and a good policy position. And the ironic thing about this is that I remember I saw Hasan's interview with CNN, and Hasan even said what do Democrats need to do to get people back, and he said have good policies. It's about how you're communicating it in a way that's hostile.
Obviously, I shouldn't have used hyperbolic language, and there's definitely some ownership.
Okay, there you go. All right, problem solved. Yep, he agrees.
That I must take. Some apologies there. I should not have said Mike Johnson should kill Rick Scott. I should have simply said Mike.
He didn't say Mike Johnson. He said you should.
There's about 50 billion. He was talking about Mike Johnson. He was talking about Mike Johnson, you fucking dumbass. This is the thing about Asmongold. And this is the thing. They have to pretend to be stupid. It's the card says moops. We talked about this yesterday. They have to pretend to believe something that's so stupid, and you can't prove that they're not that stupid. So Asmongold is saying he's a dumb fuck. He believes that you said that. And then when you say that is not what happened, he says, well, the card says it.
Dollars estimated they're lost every year in Medicaid just in fraud alone. Nope. That fraud is not coming from individuals, it's coming from providers. They're not tackling providers. They're not actually going after like false billing. They are trying to cut recipients, okay? It is not happening at the point of recipients.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud,
he literally puts his mouse pointer on Mike Johnson and then says you. He puts his mouse pointer on Mike Johnson and says you. He's literally pointing at Mike Johnson. You fucking dumbass. And that's the thing about Asmongold, is he's dumb.
Kill Rick Scott, okay?
And I think that that's what was communicated to the audience, because the audience was spamming things like Luigi.
Johnson should punish Rick Scott, perhaps with the, maximum punishment, whatever that would be.
Right, which is fair. And I think that if he had said that, by the way, there would have never been any controversy about that.
By the way, and Asmongold is, okay, and by the way, I think Asmongold is, I mean, this is just baby shit, right? This is baby shit. And he wants us to be politicians. Asmongold wants me and Hasan to be politicians because he understands that talking like a politician sounds inauthentic and is unattractive. Nobody wants to hear people go like, be political. They want us to be authentic and feel real emotions. They don't want us to just be out here sounding like we're fucking running for office for the 10th time. But that's what he's trying to create. He's trying to create a place where Donald Trump can say that Mexicans are rapists, and that's fine. But if you're on the left, you can't say anything that might get you in trouble with the Twitch TOS. Bro, you are supporting the guy who had people screaming, hang Mike Pence, which is a criminal threat. And a lot of them were convicted and sent to federal prison. And the first thing he did is come in and pardon them all. And you support that guy. And then you turn around and pretend you care about criminal political threats. You're a Donald Trump supporter, bro.
The difference is about advocating for vigilante justice versus advocating for a criminal process. I actually have the same opinion, is that the people that run companies like this should face personal charges.
Except you don't, because you support the Republican Party. This is why he's so useful for the right wing. Because the purpose of right-wing influencers like Asmongold is to create space for the people who support the Republican Party to be unaware of what they actually support. The Republican Party destroys white-collar prosecutions of crimes. That's what they're all about. They get rid of the IRS agents that catch tax cheats. They get rid of white-collar prosecutors at the Department of Justice. They get rid of the accountants at the FBI. All right? And you know what they do enforce? They go and target queer people. They go and target protesters against police violence. They go ahead and target organizations that care about the environment. That's what conservatism is all about. Allowing rich corporations to do whatever they want. That's what the Republican Party is for, Asmongold. Do you not know that? Join my stream. It won't work, man. Here, I want to give you some free advice. The best way to get people to watch your stream is to create something that adds value and to collaborate with people that are doing similar but slightly different projects than what you're working on. You need to have your own niche, right? You need to have your own niche.
Just don't think you should advocate to kill them. And I try not to go too like super hard on it. I'll link you guys the video real quick before I get into it. And
he's linking the Ethan Klein video to his audience because, you know, to show support.
Yeah, there's the video. It's the Ethan video.
Perhaps this is the reason why Ethan Klein doesn't talk about Asmongold and his apologia for certain regimes of the past. You know,
which one?
Just let me intervene.
Nazi Germany. When you said that Nazi Germany's burned books because they were their Jewish language or whatever the dumb fuck thing you thought. I mean, does Asmongold know what the Nazis believed? Like, I actually don't know that he does. And the reason why I'm worried about even asking the question is because I think he might support it if he did. And I think a lot more people would support the Nazis if they knew what they believed than, you know, like right now the Nazis are just a boogeyman. But they actually did believe things. And I think a lot of conservatives would support it outright if they heard what it was, right? And I know that because I understand what conservatism is because I've studied it, right? And I know what conservatives believe and I know what the Nazis believe. And I know that the Nazis are a conservative ideology. Nothing the Nazis said would be that surprising to somebody like Asmongold. And I think Asmongold would find a lot of it persuasive. Now, me personally, I'm a far leftist. So I think of Nazis as targets, as a group to be defeated, not to a group that is legitimate on the marketplace of ideas. And the reason why they say that is the Nazi belief system means that you need to kill a large section of people for their inborn characteristics or invented characteristics that they came up with called Jewishness. Jewishness was just something they made up, but they'd kill you for it. It's like I made up a belief system called anti-Asmongoldism, And it was like anybody who's has a bedroom and there's an American flag plastered to the wall by dried tooth blood gets exterminated. Like, that would be arbitrary as fuck, but it would still be dangerous to anybody who had an American flag plastered to the wall by tooth blood.
Though, I mean, I don't know, right? I have no idea. But like, this absolutely will reach a fever pitch, and then people will push them out. Absolutely.
National race.
The question is, at what cost?
Well,
how much is a dollar worth, right?
Yes, and
what will be the social consequences of mass immigration to a country?
These very questions are what troubles the AfD, as the foreigners that make up 15% of Germany's population account for...
The only reason why they have trouble with the answers for the solutions to these things are because the solutions would get them put in jail. They know what the solutions are. They have plans for what the solutions are. They just can't say them.
Okay, so this is why a lot
41% of violent crime in 2023, although some believe acknowledging these statistics.
By the way, chat, saying 50% of Germany's population are foreign born and then showing somebody in a hijab is just propaganda. You understand that, right? Because that's all foreign born people. So if you're born in Sweden, you are in that population. Hijab, sorry. Did I mispronounce? I'm sorry. Like that is, and the reason why he keeps saying solution is because in Nazis they had a term called the final solution. Let me see here. Not movie, final solution movie. Jesus Christ. Final solution. There you go. The final solution, or the final solution to the Jewish question, refers to a plan orchestrated by the Nazi regime of Germany during World War II for the genocide of individuals they defined as Jews. The final solution to the Jewish question was the official code name for the murder of all Jews within reach, which was not restricted to the European continent. So he keeps saying they can't say what their solution is because they would go to jail. He's doing a Nazi dog whistle, right? He's saying to everybody, they need to kill them all. They need to commit genocide. That's why he keeps saying solution, 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 solution. Because it's not normal to constantly use the same word. You would say like solve the problem. They'd come up with an alternative outcome. You would like mix it up because that's good rhetoric and good language. The only reason you repeat a word like that is because you're blaring on a dog whistle. If they told you what their solution was, they'd go to jail. They have the solution for this problem. Well, why would you go to jail? If the solution is like deport illegal immigrants, that's very legal to say in Germany, right? You're not allowed. It's not illegal to say deport illegal immigrants or deport migrants, right? He thinks he's being slick. And when I point this out, people will be like, no, Asmongold's just a dumb, uneducated rat. He doesn't know he's calling for the extermination of all the immigrants. He's just stupid, Mike. You're taking it too seriously. And that is how he plays the game, right? I think Asmongold is perfectly aware that he's calling for the genocide of all the immigrants in Germany. Like, I don't think that is very confusing, right? I give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he's aware of one of the most well-known things about Nazi Germany. This is why I said about labels and categories. He knows that liberals can't open-face call someone a Nazi with firm proof, and they'd have to call himself a Nazi before they do it. He knows he can move the window if he doesn't label it. Exactly. Exactly. That's why he calls himself a centrist. And Nazis called themselves centrist too, by the way. They called themselves the third position. Not left, not right. The third position.
frozen for one singular moment because my brain is melting. The assumption is that Asmon is linking H3's video to his chat because he's collaborating with Ethan Klein to take down Hasan.
And
he's linking the Ethan Klein video to his audience because, you know.
Newsflash. That's what good reaction channels should always do, but I'm sure you wouldn't know anything about that.
Link the video. There's the video. I'll link the video again. This is so funny. I'll link the video. I'm going to link the video again. Oh, let me link the video. I'll link the video, guys. Give him.
Wait. God, they're so pathetic, dude. They're so fucking pathetic. Hasan and I both link constantly to videos when we watch them. Like, what are you talking about? This is the editor, by the way, inserting a talking point with his British accent. Why aren't you using your voice, dude? Use your voice. Stop using an AI British accent, you fucking loser.
Give him a like, give him a sub if you like the video.
Oh, I almost forgot. He also pretty much called Asmon a Nazi, but I'll let my employee handle that. Back to you, Baldy.
Ethan, who really cares about anti-Semitism, of course.
This is it's another, and the obvious implication is that I am a Nazi apologist, right? That's clearly what he's implying. Obviously, you can't say that because if you say that, it sounds insane and retarded. So the only thing that you can...
the people that use the R slur, people who use the R slur to mean bad, there's no way they could possibly be a Nazi. By the way, I don't think he's a Nazi. I don't think Asmongold's a Nazi. I don't think Asmongold's a Nazi. I just think he's perfectly comfortable dog whistling to the far right, and he probably held some bigoted beliefs, but he understands that saying it out loud is bad. But I don't think he's a Nazi. I think being a Nazi requires a certain, and this is the one point I'll give with the, like, being a Nazi requires you to just not care about optics at all, right? Because people think that being a Nazi is really bad, right? You know, so if you come out and say you're a Nazi, it means you don't care about optics and you automatically lose, right? I think he's more interested in pushing far right beliefs and kind of normalizing some of the things that Nazis argued because he doesn't think everything the Nazis did is bad. And I don't think that he's an outright Nazi. I just think he's very comfortable with, you know, tolerating the kind of arguments that were made.
And do is imply that and hope that the schizos that watch the video will get the message.
That's why he
named his WoW characters after the most notorious Nazi character in modern times. Huh? The Norway shooter? Wait, really? He's a fascist apologist, yeah. Have you seen the clip where he says he's not Jewish, he's German, and you won't find anything on his early life Wikipedia page? Oh yeah, that's another Nazi dog whistle. Damn, these are a lot of them. A lot of dog whistles. Anders Nordic was his character's name based on Anders Breivik. Oh. Oh, is that true? Asmongold, is that true? Did you name one of your characters after the Nazi mass shooter in Norway who killed a bunch of kids? Is that true, Asmongold? Is that true? WOD power leveling guide from 90 to 105 to 8 hours. Why the fuck is this mage called Anders Nordic? As a Norwegian guy, this really offends me. Fuck him. It's my version of inappropriate and dark humor. Don't worry, I'm not some kind of white supremacist or whatever. They moved the comment that had 223 upvotes. Why was this removed by a moderator? Why was this removed by a moderator? Why are all these comments removed by moderators? Okay, so can someone explain the joke? But can somebody explain the joke? I'm confused. Like, what's the joke? The joke is that Asmon is hiding he's a Nazi and people believe that it's a joke. Haha, offensive, child murder equals funny. The joke is that Jews should be shot, socialists should be shot. What's the joke? Because he was really butthurt. He was really butthurt about Hasan saying a joke. I'm just confused about what the joke is.
Shadow Moon Valley, just to make sure that just by doing this exploit, it's not really going to kind of throw you guys off of the leveling method here. Now, I do also have rested experience, and so you guys can kind of assume that, I mean, man, like this went so fast for me, like it was really no problem. Now, the other spot that I'm going to show you guys was on my Warlock, and I think I've showed you guys this before on another video. Yeah, I did, and it's over in Frostfire Ridge, and so I guess this would be more.
Asmon's actual voice exposed. Okay, so he's talking about the final solution of immigrants. He talks about how he has his Anders Nordic character. He says that Nazis didn't burn books because they were trans, because they had Jewish language. Which, why would that matter? Why would that matter? Is it okay to burn books because they're in a different language? Like stealing books from people because they have a book in a different language and aggressively burning it in a public spectacle? Destroying a library? Is that... Why would that make that okay? Anders Nordic was also the exact name that Anders Breivik had named his own character in World of Warcraft. Is that true? Oh, that was his character name? Do you guys have a source for that? Because I don't want to just throw that out there. I mean, to know that and to make a character, that's a pretty extreme inside reference. That just seems like a Nazi name to me. I think it's just a reference. This is from Kotaku. Okay. Breivik, from many of his guildmates, migrated to the European Silvermoon server where he played on two characters, a human female mage named Conservatism and a Tauren female character named Conservative. At one point, Breivik joined a thread about a Swedish cyberbully, Eric Walfridsson. A Swedish website had profiled Walfridsson as somebody who annoyed anonymously harassing and attacking people, and Breivik came in to defend him. Hilarious. Poor woman with the dead dog, Breivik woke. Basically, according to the article, he likes to take the piss out of people he sees as pathetic, stupid, or incompetent attention seekers. Oh, it's right there in the first title. I scrolled right past. Anders Breivik smiled during court on Wednesday as the prosecution displayed an image of his World of Warcraft character, Anders Nordic. Oh, okay. So Asmongold, would you say that you're a Nazi, or would you say that you just like Nazi stuff? Like you have a collection of Nazi things. Like, man, that's a deep cut, dude. I know a lot about Breivik. because I'm a political, I'm a political content creator, and I've followed the news closely, and I've studied, far right Nazis, but I didn't know his World of Warcraft character's name. That's pretty crazy, dude. And you played that character? Damn, dude. His character is right here.
What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today I'm going to be doing something that I've been working on for a really, really long time.
And you can see at the very top it says Anders Nordic, and then the comment says, "Why the fuck is this mage called Anders Nordic?" So I guess it was just funny, haha. I guess he just really liked those Nazi things. And what was that other thing he was saying?
Though, I mean, I don't know, right? I have no idea. But like, this absolutely will reach a fever pitch, and then people will push them out. Absolutely.
National race.
The question is, at what cost?
Well,
how much is a dollar worth, right?
Yes, and
what will be the social consequences of mass immigration to a country?
These very questions are what troubles the AFD, as the foreigners that make up 15% of Germany's population account for...
The only reason why they have trouble with the answers for the solutions to these things are because the solutions would get them put in jail. They know what the solutions are. They have plans for what the solutions are. They just can't say them.
41% of violent crime in 2023, although some believe acknowledging these statistics is a game.
As I showed you, the final solution is a reference to the Nazi Holocaust of Jews. That was their solution to the Jewish problem. So that's a couple strikes. I don't know. That's a pretty big red flag. I don't know if I'd call him a Nazi, but certainly fascist. He likes joking about fascist stuff or referencing it in kind of an underhanded way. I don't know. I think he might be kind of sympathetic.
Constantly comes after me, someone he knows has a long track record alongside him at times, attacking anti-Semites and explaining to people what famous dog whistles are and things of that nature. But that'll be for a different...
Does anyone know what the early life thing is? Does anyone knows about that? Could anyone link me the early life? Somebody keeps referencing the early life. There's a kind of a pattern.
Day.
People are so ideological. It's ironic that he brings up dog whistles, because this is exactly... didn't Twitch ban the word Zionist and using that as a slur because his chat was using it as a dog whistle to be anti-Semitic? I feel like we want to talk about...
No, it's because the Jewish, the label Jewish is never used as a slur in this community because we're anti-Semitism. Excuse me, we're anti. We hate anti-Semites. We are opposed to anti-Semitism.
Anyway, so 4chan is right. You are a Jew. Well, we'll get to that.
My Jew brother. My Jew brother.
I do want to make one thing abundantly clear. You will not find that on my early life Wikipedia part. Okay. I'm German.
Oh, what the hell?
It's the opposite.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no. What the hell? Oh, what the hell? He's the enemy. He's the enemy. He's the enemy. Not shalom, my brother.
Get that out of your fucking head.
Oh, what the hell?
That's not true.
What the fuck?
Okay.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. It's not true.
Oh shit.
And so yeah, the opposite exactly, right? And
why is being German the opposite of being Jewish? And why did he reference the early life? Oh, early life Wikipedia section is a section of founded biographical entries on Wikipedia that describes a person's early life, such as their date and place of birth and their immediate family, due to the information about a person's ethnic and religious background often being readily available for the early life section. It has been used to check whether a certain person is Jewish, often by those seeking to spread anti-Semitic sentiment. In the late 2010s, dog whistling memes referencing the section received spread online, with the phrase early life being used to reference Jewish ethnicity. Oh. Okay, so that's another dog whistle he was using. Anyway, let's get back to him talking about dog whistling.
Dog whistles, I mean, that's a pretty big one, right? I think that's just a whistle. Let's see here. We got one more.
But spends most of his time simply sitting around and reacting to Donald Trump. He is now officially, by my estimations, a larger right-wing political commentator than even the likes of Ben Shapiro. Very successful.
I don't know about that. Now, I love this glaze, right? I mean, if you look at these numbers, let's zoom in to look at these numbers. Wow, those are great numbers. We love those numbers. Wow. Ben Shapiro is infinitely more well-known than I am, right? He's been doing this for years. He's been on mainstream media for over 10 years.
The difference between Asmongold and Ben Shapiro is Ben Shapiro is a lot braver and more honest than Asmongold. Like Ben Shapiro says he's going out there to push a far right conservative viewpoint, and he's open about what he believes. He's open about his political label. He is a dyed-in-the-wool Zionist conservative, far right. You know, he doesn't hide who he is. He wears who he is on his sleeve. He doesn't try to trick you and pretend he's a centrist, right? He's out there arguing in favor of his point of view, right? Asmongold is not like Ben Shapiro. Asmongold is a liar. Asmongold is somebody. I mean, Ben Shapiro lies about things, right? But he doesn't lie about who he is, right? Asmongold lies about who he is, right? Or I'm going to stop calling him Asmongold. It seems very cringe. I'm going to call him a different name. How about Anders Nordic? Anders Nordic here likes to lie about who he is. And if we're talking about threats to Twitch's bottom line, having one of the largest streamers be basically somebody who pushes Nazi dog whistles, that seems like a pretty big threat. You know what I'm saying? That seems like a pretty big threat.
Because I'm getting more views on YouTube doesn't mean that I'm more popular than somebody. But okay, that's fine. Let's move on.
Than even the likes of Ben Shapiro. Very successful in this field.
Notice that he didn't deny being a conservative that time. Whoopsie. He just said that he wasn't as important as Ben Shapiro, which I don't think he's wrong, right? I don't think that the raw views you get on an Asmongold video are the same. They're not as politically relevant as Ben Shapiro, because Ben Shapiro is highly targeted toward North American conservatives, right? Political people. Asmongold has just got a lot of people that got absorbed into his community over the years. They wanted to see whether or not he would pop a tooth out on stream. You know what I mean? Or if he would if a cockroach would fly into his mouth, right? There's a lot of people that were watching him for that, right? Whereas Ben Shapiro is just political arguments, right? The political grift he's on now is relatively new.
Videos reacting to Donald Trump get millions of views, more so than the day.
Which, by the way, keep in mind, this was a joke video that was AI made about them fighting, because Donald Trump, if you look at it here, Donald Trump never actually punched Zelensky on camera.
More so than the Daily Wire could ever dream of. Asmongold also is the largest.
Well, the reason why the videos are so popular because they're not necessarily coming at it from a right-wing perspective. They're coming.
And there you have it, chat. That's his plan. His plan is to repackage conservatism as if it's just common sense centrism, right? That's his entire. Now you've got it. Now you've figured out his strategy, right? Which is, I'm going to repackage far right conservatism as centrism for my very stupid audience. And that's why you see him attacking a lot of Democrats and not attacking a lot of Republicans, right? That's why you see him attacking a lot of left-wing content creators, but not a lot of right-wing content creators, right? Because he's a right-winger. You can see who somebody is by the people they attack and who they go after. It's not very complicated. And the thing is, I understand that him being a Nazi sympathizer isn't very relevant right now because we are in a pro-fascist moment. And as long as he says he's pro-Israel, he'll be fine.
coming at it from a nuanced, balanced, reasonable perspective of what I believe to be the average American. And I think that those videos, the reason why they're so popular is that even if people might disagree with the conclusion of them, the video is still respected as an attempt at truth. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people watch the content. That's the reason why a lot of people like it. It's because they like seeing at least some degree of attempt at discourse. It's not because I'm more educated, I know more about it than other people. It's not because I'm funnier. I tell jokes about it, but at the end of the day, the main reason why is because I do try to think about how people feel and then express it from their perspective. And I think that that's a good thing, and that's something that I try to have. That's always been the case. So the reason why these videos are extremely popular is because they do appeal to people that are on both sides of the political spectrum.
Just political.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to, which is this is just an affect. And for me, this is why he's got a superpower here. His superpower is he doesn't mind being the Nigerian email scam of politics. If you guys understand Nigerian email scams, you know how when you get a Nigerian email scam and it's just misspelled and it's I need your bank account because I'm a king and I inherited all the money, but I need to deposit in your account, please. And there's a million misspellings and it's poorly formatted and there's grammar errors and you're wow, this is clearly stupid as fuck. And you delete it, right? Well, that's intentional, right? The fact that you read that and said, oh, that was misspelled, that doesn't seem real based on the grammar. They eliminated you as a scam target because you're too intelligent to fall for it. So they don't want to waste your time, right? If they had written a really well-written letter, they're going to get a lot more people that are, they have to spend going 2 or 3 steps down the scam. And then they realize, oh, this is a scam, and then block your email. Well, then you wasted all that time. So if you just start out with the mass email being misspelled and stupid and poorly argued, you kind of filter out everybody who has discernment. And you can make your targets, the elderly people with dementia, people with cognitive disabilities, right? People that you could actually scam and you actually have a good chance of getting into their money, right? That's why the Nigerian email scams have all those misspellings and all those errors, because they're filtering out people who are not stupid. And that's kind of Asmongold's community, right? The reason why he says he's a centrist is it's anybody who understands politics for more than even the most rudimentary level will watch an Asmongold video and go, oh, this guy's a right winger. Oh, this guy's a conservative. Because they know what conservative means, right? If you know what conservative means, then you can see a list of political points and then you can say, okay, anti-immigration, pro-annexation of Canada, thinks the Nazis targeted trans affirming care because it was Jewish, named himself named his WoW character after Andrew Breivik's character, talked about early life on his Wikipedia page not being Jewish, and you start listing all these things and you're like, I think this guy might be kind of conservative, and you would put him in the conservative camp right away. And the moment he came out there and said, oh, I'm not a conservative, you'd be like, oh, this guy's dishonest. And he would type, you're clearly a conservative in his chat. He doesn't want that. So you would just close the video and move on. He wants people that are so apolitical and don't know politics at all to believe that he's a centrist. He's trying to reframe all of politics with him as the center reasonable position, right? And anybody with any level of political education would immediately identify him as a right winger. Right? So the only people that are in his chats now are apolitical and uneducated people. And those are the perfect people for him to radicalize. He disrespects his audience so much that he thinks he can pull off, I'm a centrist. And honestly, if you fall for it, you are kind of uneducated. But here's the thing. Being uneducated or being ignorant is not a problem. It's only a problem when you refuse to get educated. Like, there's no shame in not knowing things. In fact, I think of this quote that's frequently attributed to Socrates, which is, I think the oracle at Delphi, it's apocryphal story, that the oracle of Delphi was talking to Socrates, and she said to Socrates, "Oh, you are the wisest man in Greece." And she said, "It's an honor to talk to the wisest man in Greece." And he says, and his response was, "If I'm the wisest man in Greece, it's only because I know that which I do not know." Right? In other words, Socrates, the essence of wisdom is being self-aware when you don't know shit and not acting as if you do. So not knowing things about politics is not a character flaw. It's just a state of being right now. I once knew nothing about politics too. Now, I had an interest in politics from a young age. So I spent a lot of time thinking about politics. Even as a kid, I was reading about politics and history. It appealed to me. But if you get to adulthood and you never really thought about politics deeply, but then you start getting into it, it's not shameful not to know things. It's shameful to pretend you do know things when you don't. Okay? And when somebody tells me they're interested in learning and they come from a position of humility and maturity, I'm like, fuck yeah, that person's cool as hell. It's when a person is an ignorant asshole and then postures like they know shit, like Destiny or Asmongold, where it disgusts me. And I actually think Asmongold is not that ignorant. I think he's actually doing this intentionally. I think he's lying to his audience intentionally. I think he's manipulating his audience intentionally. And that's why this all links back to what we said earlier about the postmodern conservative. You guys remember that? We watched that video about postmodern conservative. That's Asmongold. The truth isn't what the truth is. The truth is what society says is the truth. He is a nihilist. He is a postmodern conservative. He is... I don't like to throw around the word bad person. I feel like when you say somebody is a bad person, it's like the most worthless thing to say. And I hate when people throw out the phrase good person or bad person. But in my worldview, Asmongold is a bad person. Like an actual bad person.
Political content creator on Twitch in general. He's the largest political streamer now. He's double my size. He's always been double my size, but he's now double my size when it comes to political commentary as well. So
I mean, like, listen, I think you guys are very lucky that I am the most humble and modest streamer. This stuff would probably affect an average person's ego a lot. Doesn't affect me, doesn't bother me. And so I don't even see it this way. I think he's trying to just say this in order to create a narrative of him being the underdog, like farm sympathy.
So let's see what the largest free speech defender had to say. He actually...
In what world would people be sympathetic to the underdog? Your fantasy? That's not true. People in America like the win. They like to win. The idea that like we're going to root for the underdog is not true. They're trying to say that you're a serious political commentator, whether I like it or not, which is true. The right wing doesn't have any values or standards, right? Like you don't earn status in the right. You have status on the right. That's what the right wing is about. The right wing is about status is a status. Power is power. Power justifies itself. Asmongold has it, therefore he deserves to have it, is the essence of conservatism. That's why he's attracted to it. That's why Asmongold is attracted to conservatism, because it says by being rich, you are good. Asmongold, yeah. Asmongold. Like, that's it. That's why you like it.
He voluntarily brings this up in a YouTube video called "What the fuck is Twitch doing?" YouTube videos from 2 days ago with 1 million views. The first 13 minutes of it is just reacting to the latest Ethan Klein video, who is falsely smearing me as someone who doesn't care about Israeli civilians or whatever, which is obviously incorrect. He packaged that up with the libs of TikTok video to call for my banning.
It was not just libs of TikTok. I think that this is, again, it's an optics game where you're saying it's libs of TikTok because libs of TikTok is kind of a moron in a lot of cases. And so it's like, well, this person is doing it. And it's about kind of creating it to be a partisan political issue rather than just simply a behavior that's bad. You know, according to Hasan, it's my fault. It's Ethan's fault. It's Destiny's fault. Libs of TikTok's fault. It's everybody's fault except for his. It seems Hasan's very bad faith towards you. People can be bad faith towards me all they want. The fact is that I'm still going to be here doing my thing. And the more that people are bad faith towards me and the more that people are unfair towards me, the more they will alienate average, moderate, and reasonable people. Because,
by the way, that's the most important point. I think what Asmongold, this is where I want to give credit to Asmongold. I want to give credit to Asmongold here. The one thing that I'm wrong about, but I do anyway because of my own ego, is that I don't care to lie to people. My mistake is that I don't like to manipulate people. I like to be honest and I like to respect you. And a lot of people just call themselves moderate because that's how you avoid conflict. And political conflicts are uncomfortable, right? I'm a weirdo in that I'm okay with it. I'm okay with political conflict. I'm okay with arguing. I'm okay with standing by what I believe. And a lot of people are uncomfortable with that instantly. So they call themselves moderate, but they don't know what it means because it doesn't mean anything. And the thing that I want to give credit to Asmongold is he's aware of that and he's using it for his own advantage. It almost makes me want to do it because it's like when you see someone do a move against you and you know it's a good move, but it's an underhanded move. It's a liar's move. And you're just like, oh, fuck. That's such a good move. It's cheating. It's lying. It's disrespectful. It's a bitch-made move, but it does work. You know what I mean? It's like, God damn, he pretends to be a moderate average guy. In no way is Asmongold a moderate and average guy, whether I'm talking about his life experiences, his wealth, or his viewpoints. Nothing about him is moderate. Nothing about him is average. Nothing. The average guy doesn't have a hairline like that. The average guy doesn't have as many mold particles in the air. The average guy takes more than one shower every 6 months. He's not average. In any way is he average. The average guy is not making millions of dollars by being an ignorant asshole online. Like, there's nothing about him that is average. Okay? He's not average. He's extraordinary. And I think one of the things, like, Asmongold is like, God damn it, he's so good at this. He's so good at this. Ah, fuck, man. I hate it, dude. He's an exquisite manipulator. That's one of the things, like, it's like one of those, like, once in a lifetime things. Like, the talent that this guy has at manipulating people is crazy good. It doesn't work. Like, if it doesn't work on you, you don't see it. And I totally respect that. Like, if you're one of those people going, what is Mike talking about? I totally get you. But you're not seeing that you're just one half step too close to the subject. This guy is just really good at lying and he's really good at manipulating. And I want to say, hats off to you, man. Like, it's clear that you've studied it pretty long. Like, I want to show you what I mean by that. Like, when I talk about the moderate thing. This is a study the political website 538 did on moderates, undecideds, and independents. And one of the things they did is they gave people who are moderates a political compass test, right? And they said, what is your, you call yourself a moderate. What do you think about X, Y, and Z policies? And then they plotted the moderates on the political compass test. And this is it right here. Now, one thing you might notice is that The vast majority of people who call themselves moderate are actually far left. And that's what this corner means. Now, because it's a, you know, they put it askew because fuck you. That's why. Why would we have it be, you know, straight up and down? Why do they tilt it like this? Because they're annoying. Okay. That's why. Because they're annoying. The answer to that is the Republican Party is over here on the right and the Democratic Party is over on the left, right? Like traditionally what people would consider to be vote Democrat, right? And then the odd political alignments are vertical. So like this is the libertarian wing right here. As you notice, some people are moderately libertarian, but there's only one person who called themselves moderate who is a libertarian, right? Politically. And there's a lot of people who call themselves moderate, but they're far left on economics, but they're super anti-immigration and anti-abortion and stuff. So it's like, I think the minimum wage should be $100 an hour, but I think abortion should be illegal. That person is over here. Right here. It's that guy right here. Like so left to right. So these two categories are left-wing economically. These two categories are what we call like culturally right-wing people right here, right? Or I'm sorry. This is I'm sorry, I fucked it up. These are the people that are culturally left-wing, the bottom two, and these are the people that are culturally right-wing, the top two. These top two over here. You see those? And so why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this because moderate is this guy. This guy says he's moderate. I maybe I can open the image and a new tab so I can zoom in. This guy right here, you see this guy right here, this dot right here, that's a moderate. And maybe these people right in this, right over here. These are the actual moderates. People who call themselves moderate who are actually moderate. But the vast majority of the dots are actually not moderate at all. We're including far right people are calling themselves moderate. Far left people call themselves moderate. They can't stop themselves. This is the American brain disease. People call themselves moderate and they don't agree on anything. Hasan is on Theo Vaughn. Wait, what? Holy shit. Oh, we can't stop winning. Damn it! Connor Eats Pants stole my shit! I had to make a longer statement to do the same joke. Sorry, Connor. Also, it's Kaya's second birthday. Aw, I'm a huge Kaya simp. I'm the biggest Kaya simp in the world. Like me. Because, with Romeo dying, I have to say that time doesn't heal all wounds. Time does not heal wounds. It doesn't. It's not true. It's wrong. It's a lie. It totally doesn't. The only thing that happens over time is you just stop crying, It doesn't heal all wounds. And I'm not really ready to have another dog because a dog is a real, true commitment to another living being, and I'm just not there. I can't do it. Let's finish the Asmongold thing, and then let's steal Theo Vaughn's content. Somebody link me Theo Vaughn's thing.
Average, moderate, and reasonable people do not want to be gaslit into extremism. And so when I see
gaslit into extremism, says the guy who was doing 8 Nazi dog whistles a day. So basically what Asmongold understands, and this is why he's such a good lying manipulator, is that his positions are extreme, but he knows that people, like, what does radical mean? Does radical mean bad? Does extremist mean bad? But they're treated like they do. Radical doesn't mean bad. All that radical means is how much change do you think is needed? That's all radical is. A radical is somebody who believes that we need to start from scratch or we need to make big changes. That's what radical literally is. Who here isn't a radical? Most Americans are radical at this point. Based on thorough or complete political or social change representing or supporting an extreme or progressive section of a political party. So that's what it means. It just means you mean political, social change, like big changes, because our society needs big changes. That's all radical means. Doesn't mean bad. It doesn't mean evil. It just means I think we need to make big changes. And sometimes you need to make radical changes. Sometimes that's the appropriate and, quite frankly, legitimate belief. I'll give you an example, Asmongold, of what I'm talking about. When Nazi Germany was in power, they needed radical change. In order to get rid of the Nazis, what happened is the communists, the socialists, had to roll in with a lot of tanks, and they had to shoot all those Nazis. And they had to blow them up, and they had to bomb them, and they had to capture them at gunpoint. That was a radical change. And Germany was improved. One day they had Nazi Germany. The next day, the Soviet occupation began. Radical change. And everybody I know, and I hope you agree with me, and Asmongold, I'd love to ask you this. All of us understand, and all of us say, when Nazi Germany was destroyed by the Soviet Union in combat, that was a good thing, right? When the Soviets defeated the fascists and blew their asses away, that was a good thing. Wouldn't you agree with that, Asmongold? Go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments.
People that are, you know, crashing out or getting really mad, the way that I usually approach that is I let them spin out. Go ahead, do it. And
this
that's
is
fine.
Another thing this guy does, which is, again, very smart, which is, you had an emotion. You got mad. I'm more calm, therefore I'm more right. As he supports the hang Mike Pence guys who chimped out, who lost their minds and smeared their shit on the walls of the Capitol because Donald Trump lost an election. This is the guy.
Fine with me. You know, you just don't need to make calls for violence. I think that he acknowledged that. I'm glad that he did, and hopefully he doesn't do it again.
Dude, I don't want to say anything too crazy here, but I doubt somehow that they're going to tackle that. What are they going to do? Kill Rick Scott, dude? Are you kidding me?
That's old. Pretending like he did it again. That's just old. I'm legit never seen anyone so pressed about viewership. 90% of Hassan's vitriol and criticism of Asmongold is from a place of unfiltered jealousy. That's not what jealousy means, man. God damn it, dude. You mean envy. The only person calling Asmon the #1 political streamer is Hassan because he's the only one who cares. Like, this is legitimately the level that we're at, which is like, this is fandom right here. This is fandom behavior. Hasan is calling him the #1 political streamer because that's what he is. And we should take that as consideration of factual nature. That's what he is. He's the #1 political streamer. The #1 political streamer on Twitch is a far-right conservative. What's the big deal? None of us are envious of that. In fact, I don't make my life isn't built like that. You know what motivates me? Making incremental improvements for myself. Not looking at somebody else who's above me and crying about it. What motivates me is making incremental improvements in my own life. And you know what? That delivers happiness. Because when every day is slightly better than the day before, that's called winning.